Irving passes up the shot. Brown does not. Knocks down a three.
I mean, we're 30 rows up right here, Mike. And you can already tell just the spacing on the floor is so much different than it was when you had all 5 guys on the perimeter.
Is it? And if it is it any better? We're going to roll back through the first few plays of the game to see what Brian Scalabrine saw and whether the spacing is different, if that helped, if it hurt. What does Aron Baynes as the starter mean for this Boston Celtics offense that has been struggling? Here's the first play of the game. It's a little sort of pick and roll with Kyrie Irving. He gets the ball and misses the shot. I don't like the shot necessarily, but I don't care about the miss for this particular video. We're looking at what Aron Baynes is doing in this offense. So he sets a pick for Jason Tatum. Tatum gets it to him. This is a designed play where he goes to set the pick for Kyrie and he slips the pick. Now, Tatum is open. Baynes does not see him, or Baynes does not pass it to him anyway. Maybe because it doesn't look as open to him because Al Horford's defender is way over in the lane. You can argue that if another wing was out there, he might have spaced the floor a little bit better, and Horford, who's a better passer, might have made that pass. But regardless, here we are with Baynes in the middle of the lane, and the spacing is the same as it would be if Horford was in the middle of the lane. 4 guys out on the wing. Nothing particularly different about this. Baynes, again, misses the shot, but that's a shot that he makes. Moving on. Second possession of the game for the Celtics, and they're going to run another pick and roll with Aron Baynes. Now, the spacing is not particularly different. He gets the ball at the block, and 3 guys are trying to space it out on the left side. Kyrie is where he just made the entry pass. There's nothing particularly different about this spacing. If Al Horford was taking this jumper, Gordon Hayward would have spaced the floor. Now, in this third possession is where we get some of our problems. Let's slow it down. Keep an eye on Aron Baynes diving down the center of the lane as Tatum drives against the closeout. His lane to the basket is cut off by Cody Zeller. Cody Zeller is the guy who was defending Aron Baynes. So Aron Baynes being in that area caused Tatum to have to take a step back jumper. That's bad spacing. The next possession, a lot of the same things happening. Kyrie Irving turns the corner against his defender, and who's the first person that he sees? It's Aron Baynes, his teammate. So his lane to the basket is cut off. So instead of driving all the way, he has to pull up. Now, he made the shot, but that was a potential drive to the rim, and that could have been a foul. Another Kyrie drive to the left, and because Aron Baynes is down low, Cody Zeller again comes on over. And Kyrie is cut off, and he has to try and make a pass, and it ends up being a turnover. Now, I will say, Scal made a great point in this. Al Horford should have slid down to the corner. That would have given Kyrie Irving an outlet instead of having to dump it down to Aron Baynes. Now, you would argue, potentially, if another guard was there, he could have made that play. He could have recognized that play because Al Horford's not in that position all the time. He doesn't recognize that. One more just for good measure. Kyrie driving left. Cody Zeller again coming over because Aron Baynes was on the right block. Spacing just not great with Aron Baynes on the floor.
To be fair, Aron Baynes is a big part of the Boston Celtics' success. He's part of the top-ranked defense in the NBA. The Celtics are generally better with him on the floor. This didn't work out, though. He was clogging the lane over and over again. There may be circumstances where it works for him in the starting lineup. It did not work against the Charlotte Hornets. The spacing was different. It just wasn't any better.
Here's how the spacing should look. This is from the Utah game. First possession, Kyrie Irving recognizes Tatum's got the mismatch. He waves him over to the top. Everybody clears out, and he's got this nice, big, beautiful lane to work with if he'd wanted it. 3 wings spacing the floor. Al Horford's out of the paint. If he had just crossed over Derek Favors, go left, come back right, you would force Ricky Rubio to make a decision, and you can drive and kick to Kyrie for a 3. Instead, he took the shot, but the spacing was there, and he should have driven the lane, and he could have if he wanted to. Let's go back to the Toronto game to see what having an extra wing on the floor means for the Celtics spacing. Watch Gordon Hayward's guy come way over to try and stop Kyrie's drive. That is a mistake. That leaves Gordon Hayward way too open. You can't get away with that very often. Earlier, I showed you how playing too far off of Al Horford was okay. They don't respect his shot as much. He's struggling with his shot a little bit more, and he was defending the rim. Over here, the defender is way too far over, and the pass goes to Gordon Hayward. That extra wing, even though Gordon Hayward missed this shot, he's not going to miss that shot forever. That extra wing on the floor is a threat that changes the spacing for the Boston Celtics. One more time here, Kyrie Irving with space to operate thanks to 4 guys out. The spacing spreads the defenders. He gets to the rim, misses the fancy layup, but he can make that. He's challenged by Kyle Lowry. He could have found Jaylen Brown or Gordon Hayward, and those guys could have started passing wherever Kawhi Leonard decided to go. The ball could have started moving. You drive, you kick. The spacing is important, especially in today's NBA. That's how you get the open shots. That's how you get the open threes. The open lanes open up because you've got shooters spacing the floor. That's why this Boston Celtics offense is supposed to be so good. They're not yet. We get it. But they're supposed to be, and they can be. That's not to say you can't run a good offense with Aron Baynes on the floor. It just has to be different, and the spacing's going to be different. So you have to do different things. I hope you've enjoyed this free preview of my Patreon content. My subscription Patreon is $2 a month. Patreon.com/John Corrales. That's where I normally put these. These are normally exclusively for my Patreon subscribers. I'm giving you some free stuff so you can see what you're missing and sign up for just $2 a month on Patreon.com/John Corrales. I will do breakdowns. I will even take your requests on things that you've seen and you want broken down. That's right. I take requests. Tweet me at RedsArmy_John. Follow me on my social media channels, on the podcast, Locked On Celtics, Locked On NBA. Free content, as always, will be on RedsArmy.com. I am at practices, at pre- and post-game, so my practice reports and other free content will be on RedsArmy.com. But, of course, subscribe to the premium stuff, the good stuff, for $2 a month on Patreon.com/John Corrales.